This is Danny Gould with the Gould team, selling Silicon Valley, back with another market snapshot for the week of February, what is it? Don't even know the week. February 18th. Wow. Anyways, guys, look, today is the 20th of February. We are already halfway through February and really ramping up for that spring quarter, right? Like that Q2, it's almost in sight, right? We're like halfway there, halfway through Q1. And unfortunately, I don't have any heat maps today. And, you know, I thought, oh, should I even do a video? Are there, because there's no stats to share, at least that are readily available to me. But at the same time, I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity actually to reflect on the last 6 weeks without any data, you know, and really just talk about the market as a whole. Because if you've been watching these videos consistently, you'll know that a lot has happened over the last 6 weeks. You know, there's definitely been some signs of good activity, right, on the buyer side, and there's been an interesting amount of inventory, you know, interesting in the sense that it is higher than it was last year, significantly higher. And when we look at these heat maps, sometimes it does skew your perception. It can skew the perception because the numbers were so low last year that anything compared to last year is going to be very high, right? So in comparison to last year, right now, inventory levels anywhere from 2, 3 to 4x where they were last year, right? But as I showed last week, actually, when you compare the inventory growth year over year, we're actually way lower than last year. So even though we started out at higher inventory levels, last year's growth is not mirrored this year. It's actually this year's growth is a lot closer to where it was in 2017, 2016, where the market, you know, maintained a healthy level, a healthy rise through the spring quarter. One of my biggest fears coming into the spring was that we were actually going to be faced with like an inordinate amount, like an unbelievable amount of inventory, because we started the year off with so much inventory. And if things had kept going the way that they were, we would have seen a lot more inventory than I think we're actually going to see in the spring. It's still going to be there's still going to be a lot of houses on the market in the spring, don't get me wrong. But I do believe that we're in a position right now where the market can maintain a healthy rhythm and a healthy flow, and we're not going to be in like, oh, okay, like 90 days on the market kind of thing, right? And so one of the things I actually really wanted to talk about today was something that I was actually chatting about with my buddy Dennis, who went to Stanford with me, a realtor in San Francisco, actually, believe it or not. And Dennis is, by the way, if Dennis, if you're watching this, shout outs to you, my man. Super smart guy, crypto, and went into real estate after crypto, but had a good run in crypto for sure. So smart guy, really knows what he's talking about. We were really just chatting about the buyer demand right now and what that could look like with some of the IPOs that are slated for this year. And it's something that it's something that we talk about, and I think people like to give it more credit than it's really worth, right? Like, because even without the IPOs, there's still a lot of money in the Silicon Valley marketplace, right? But anytime there's an IPO, there is an infusion of infusion of cash into the market, right? And those buyers may not have that cash readily available today. Those options may not be made available to them to cash out right away, and it's not always smart to do that, right? But typically these IPOs are cycled 12 to 24 months afterwards is when we really see that those stock options get cashed out, or at least some of them do, right? So I actually have a list right here of the IPOs that are slated for this year, and forgive me, I'm not the world's biggest or forefront expert on IPOs and tech, but these are the ones that I came up with. Uber, based in San Francisco; Lyft, based in San Francisco; Slack, also based in San Francisco; Pinterest, based in San Francisco; Airbnb, San Francisco; Palantir Palo Alto, as we all know, WeWork's in New York City, but I know that they have a pretty large presence here in the Bay Area as well. So look, that's a lot of cash, right? And you heard San Francisco over and over and over again. So what does that do for the San Francisco market? Hopefully great things, but it's also going to do great things for the peninsula and the South Bay as well, because whatever happens there eventually trickles down. A, B, there's a lot of people that work in the city that don't live there, right? And we know that, right? So as we move into this Q2, really start to ask yourself, should you be believing everything that you're hearing on the news, right? Should you be believing that the market is going to crash? Because I start to look around, and obviously there's a lot of things that could happen that are completely out of our control, unpredictable things that could happen that would cause the market to take a tumble, right? But when I think about Silicon Valley, and when I think about the copious amounts of money that is here present in our ecosystem today, right? And we talk about all this extra money coming into the hands of people that want to buy real estate, right? Have a need for real estate, will have or currently have a need for real estate. You start to ask yourself, well, where is that sharp decrease in demand going to come from that's going to cause the market to tumble? I personally don't see it, and on the flip side, the inventory's high, or higher than it was last year and higher than it's been in quite a few years, but it's still nowhere near that tipping point where we would consider it, enough inventory to have it become a buyer's market. We're a long ways away from that. We are thousands of units away from that, right? So where's that disconnect, and what is it that people are feeling? I think there was a sense of burnout last year, and the market really felt that, right? We really felt that here, especially in Santa Clara County. We really felt that, right? The burnout from just the insane surge in pricing in the first 4 to 5 months of 2018. But coming now into 2019, I keep talking about this healthy market, right? Like not a crazy seller's market, but not a buyer's market by any stretch of the imagination as well. And this idea of feast or famine, right? Like this idea that you're either gonna have multiple offers or be on the market for some time, and that's gonna continue to be the case, right? But now more than ever, just kind of witnessing what's happened over the first 6 to 7 weeks of 2019, I really do feel that this is not the year that's gonna cause them. This is not the bear year, right? This is not it, right? When that happens, it's going to be some sort of extraneous economic meltdown. But I still think that the Silicon Valley ecosystem will keep the market afloat, and we're not going to experience insane losses in equity like we did back in the housing crisis in 2007, 8, and 9. I just don't think it's going to happen again, right, folks? And if you disagree with me, I would love to hear why you disagreed with me, and you could shoot me a text, email, comment down below, whatever you want to do. Why you disagree with me, and what's going to cause the market. If you disagree with me, tell me why. Tell me that you disagree with me, and then why. Right? What's going to cause the market to go down? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because really, heading into this year, there was a lot of uncertainty, right? There's a lot of uncertainty, but now I'm feeling a lot more confident that this is going to be a very steady year, and with for the foreseeable future at least, I don't see that changing, right? So those are my 2 cents, and I would love to hear your take on this. Go ahead and leave your comments and questions down below. If you're watching this on Facebook, and if you're watching this in an email, go ahead and send me a comment. I would love to hear from you. You know who it is, guys. It's Danny Gould with the Gould team, selling Silicon Valley, and I'll catch you all in the next video.